Airport. You know where I'm getting that? Yeah.
San Antonio. I've been there. I've never been there.
I can't hear anyone because of noise canceling in my earbuds.
You have a full volume, don't you?
I'm trying to read your lips.
And it appears you didn't want Mr. Ward.
What?
You have it on full volume, don't you?
No, you It doesn't have noise canceling. That's what they are.
Alright, so when you go to National...
I can't hear you.
New Orleans. New Orleans. That's where all the party started.
My mom turn the zeros into 10.
What did you just say? What? Did you what?
Yeah, geez. Gotta go pick it. Make donation. I'll save you some days.
Chill out.
Shut up, Sean.
And nobody likes
Shut
it
up,
out.
Sean. Suck cold little trash can. That's garbage truck. Hey, that's garbage truck right there. You're trash can. You're busted.
I'm a
You wanna
garbage
read the
truck.
industry?
So he's a garbage truck, not a trash can, so you're the garbage?
Yes.
You're garbage? You're trash, dude.
Dude. It's not easy.
Sad,
You
dude.
kind of walked into that. The last one.
Well, you sure talk Dylan of walking into stuff.
Alright.
Oh, you had the battle.
Okay. Alright, so if you notice on the board, I have some towns written on the board.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
this map in front of you. Now, obviously, you don't have a map in front of you. I'm going to give you one here in a second. You're going to get this exact map. You have to find the distances between cities. I'm going to do an example for you right now. But we're not going to use the scale in the corner. I want to do something a little more accurate. So, here's the scale we're going to use for every one of those 6 problems today. For every 7.5 inches on your paper, the paper you're going to get, that is 2441. So that's 2,441 miles. That is the scale we're going to use. That's the fraction we're going to use for every single problem. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's do an example to get refreshed on how proportions work. So I'm going to do an example from like, let's go Mason City or Garner. Somewhere in this right here. So let's say this is Garner. We're going to go Garner to, let's go with,
Sure, Denver.
let's go Roswell.
Yeah.
We're going to go Roswell. All right, so again, this is the line. Now you don't have to draw lines today, because in fact you don't need to draw on the paper. All you need to do is just measure. So, but I'm just showing you that's what we're going to be measuring. Okay. Now again, you want to measure in inches, because obviously my fraction's in inches. Try to go to the nearest quarter of an inch. So like, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75. Those are the major hash marks. You don't need to go any closer than that. All right, so we're going to measure this distance in inches. So this is in inches here. All right, so my distance from Garner. So in fact, I'm going to measure it on yours because the scale will be different. So on Garner to Roswell, measuring that distance. That on my map, that is 2.75 inches. So that's the same picture. Now, why I didn't measure here? This picture's different scale than your paper, so this I'd have to use a different scale. But so we did 2.75 inches, and what I want is the actual distance between cities. Does that make sense? So notice I'm using this for every single problem. All you have to do is measure that distance between the cities and then solve it. So So solving this out, I need my calculators here, so let's hand some of these out. There you go. So cross, multiply, and divide. Let's see what we can figure out here. I want to know the exact distance for how you're finding. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing you guys are. So 2.75, you always start with the number above or below your variable. So I'm starting with the point, so I'm going with the 2.75 inches times the 2,441, so 2,441, and divide by 7.5. And what this gives me 895 miles. So, again, 2.75 times 2,441, divide by the 7.5, and what this will give me, it will give me 895.03 miles. Okay, does that make sense? Like how we're doing it. Now, let's see if we're accurate. Because again, I just pulled these, I measured this on your map, I figured out the distances for that particular distance, what I measured on a map, and let's see if that's somewhat accurate. Because yesterday, some of you brought up this interesting thing where we can do straight linear distance, using airplanes, using Google. So in fact, I want to show you that. Let's show you how this works. All right. So let me go to this little map here. We're going to pull up Google Earth here, which I think is kind of fun. Here's Google Earth. Best program ever. Alright, so we're going to find the straight linear distance. So what we're going to be searching for here, so we're going to get directions, but I want straight linear distance. So it's going to seem a little weird. I want Garner, Iowa. And I want to go to Roswell, New Mexico. Alright, now when I type that in, I hit search. Boom. Now, what this is going to do, I'm going to stop it right here. Okay, stop. Now, what this is doing, this is giving me driving distance. So if you look over here, it says driving distance is 1,124 miles. And I don't want that. I want to know how far we flew, like exactly like straight linear distance to get there. So Google has this really interesting thing. It has this ruler tool, which I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. This little ruler tool. If you click it, what it'll allow you to do is click on cities, and it will give you a straight line between them, and it'll actually tell you your distances. So that's why I pull up this. So let me pull up the ruler tool here. All right. So there's my little ruler. I'm going to make sure it's in miles, which it is, and we're going to do a path. So it's telling me 0 miles right now. So I'm going to click on Garner. So here's Garner. And click on the next city, which is right there. Boom. And how many miles is that? Roughly 905 miles. Well, were we accurate? Yeah, we're up by what, 10 miles? It's not bad. So that's just free. That's free clicking. That's not even zooming in to see if I'm somewhat accurate. So I overshot a little bit. But you see how useful that is? Now, the weird thing is, I find this very strange. You cannot use Google Earth like this ruler tool. It doesn't work on an iPad, doesn't work on a phone, doesn't work on Android phones. It only works when you use like a Chromebook or a MacBook. That's the only time you can get this little ruler tool, the little path tool. So it can give you driving distances, but it can also give you airplane distances, the flight distances. And that's the number we're looking for today. We're looking for flight distances. So today I want to see, so you're going to need your Chromebook for sure. I want you to do these problems, and I don't want you to work together. So this is the hard part. I didn't tell you what cities those are in. So really, you got to do some searching. So you got to figure out what city those are. I want you to do it by hand like this. This is the fraction you use on all of yours. You have to use your math. I'll give you a math here in a second. You have to solve and figure out, and this is the work I want to show on every single problem. I want to know what your number was according to my math up here. Then you're going to go on your Chromebook and do that and see if you're accurate. How close can you get? Okay, but you need a ruler and you need some maps. So here we go. So here's a ruler. Here's some rulers and here's some maps. So you'll need your Chromebook. If you don't have a Chromebook, you have to borrow somebody's once they're done. So again, you're finding the distances. Now, the 6 cities that you're doing here: Chicago to Denver, that's 1. Number 2, Seattle to San Francisco. New Orleans or New Orleans to Washington D.C. San Antonio to Boston. Minneapolis to Phoenix. New York City to Nashville. Those are the cities you're doing. I want to know your distances using this. This is your scale, so you're going to have to measure on your maps. And then do your map. And then you have to go on Google Earth and see what those distances actually are accurate.
So we just do this on the
Yep. Put on. You can put it right on the back of that if you want. I would recommend put it on a separate sheet of paper. That way you actually have some room to work. You don't need to draw on that. You won't need to draw on the actual piece of paper itself. So don't worry about that. You can just all you're doing is measuring. That's all you're using that little piece of paper for. And I will take those pieces of paper back. We're going to use those for future activities as well. There's a couple other things we're going to do with that. Like when we start computing gas mileage and other things later on in here, we're going to use that map. Google Earth. So if you go to Google, you can search for Google Earth. If you ever wanted to- Yep, you got to do that last. But sometimes you got to search if you don't know where the town's found.
Google Earth, do they want it on their desktop, web, or?
Usually, we don't want it on the desktop. We want it on the other one. We want it on.
You use Google Earth Pro or Google Pro?
Hey, I wonder if it's already pre-installed. Do you have an apps button?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Where's the apps button?
The little magnifying glass on the left side of the keyboard.
It's already pre-installed.
I was thinking of the map.
Google Maps. Yeah, Google Maps could work too. You can do Google Maps. So I believe that can do linear distance as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Yeah. So hey, use Google Maps on Google Earth. It'll do the same thing. So that way you don't need to install anything. It's the same thing. It's the same program. It's just flat as a curve. So.
So you have to figure out where Chicago is.
Yeah. So you got to figure out Chicago on. Use your little piece of paper so you know kind of roughly where it's at, or maybe you got to search Google Maps to figure out where it's at on the map. That's why I'm allowing you to use those tools. Get used to the technology. Use Google Maps, not Google Earth. Use Google Earth, not Google Maps. checking out for the day there? That? Hey, don't help each other. It's the struggle. Don't tell them where it's at. It's half the fun.
Is Denver in Iowa?
Hey, don't tell them where it's at.
So you want to do it by plane?
Yeah, so you want to do it by plane after you figure it out.
Oh.
Now remember, you want to go to the next. You want to go to the nearest quarter of an inch when you're actually measuring. So like 2.25, 2.5, 2.75, or 3, like whole numbers. So get as accurate as possible when you're actually measuring. That way the number will be somewhat accurate.
Where did Chicago? Did everything like disappear? I mean,
What was no one telling me?
oh, now I see it.
Yep, measure it on the paper. Yep, because that's what we're going to use for the first
Give
round.
you the
What is that? Starter.
Is there a way to Google Maps to change for the airplane?
Yep.
Well, it says the time, but it doesn't say the distance. Do you see, does it tell you where the distance is?
I think it's just, you click on travel. I didn't know that.
Check.
Oh,
oh, it's $107.
The flight.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's not bad. $100. You can drive there in that cost.
I'm losing my mind. Stop giving me the vertical. Me. It's really offensive.
To get the actual linear distance, there's a button that you actually click that will actually measure. So when you're actually using Google, if you actually click on the path, it'll help you measure it. Click on the actual map.
Well, apparently I'm not gonna follow it, you know? 90.
If you wanted to bike there, like ride your bike, it'll take you 92 hours. From Chicago down.
And if you wanted to walk there, that's 328 hours. Actually, I had a guy who rode from Seattle all the way to New York, and he was heading back down to Texas. Almost a month. Yeah.
You actually click on the. You actually click on the point. It,
This work. Can I take a
and
picture of that?
click on the other point, and it should give you a distance between them. That's what it did for mine.
Okay.
Let me do it.
Mr. Moore, can I take a picture of those things right there?
I did. Yes.
Those should be in there. No. He's like,
Literally, just have to want to find the distance.
you go to lunch at 41.
Oh, if you right click on it, it'll say measure distance. Right click, and then you click on the, so you click on like right click on Seattle, it'll say measure distance, and then you click on like San Francisco, and it'll go straight line.
Here to here. Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then you can drag the point wherever you want.
To Chicago to Denver, 17 miles. You're not 18 hours.
You'd have to drag it in this.
You just play with it. So, that's what I did. I mean, I wanted to get as close as possible, so.
Well, planes. You so. I'm not saying that one.
Did that work out? Anyone having a problem with the right click thing?
I don't understand right click.
Yeah. You press 2 down. Like this.
Oh, could you, yeah, so you push
Two fingers. 2 fingers.
That's right.
Like this. What's this called? Press
So, watch. Right? So you watch. 2 finger click, 2 fingers together. Click.
He's a happy kid now.
How could you like this?
He's a happy
Two
kid
fingers
now.
click, right click.
So supposed to.
Smashing the truck.
It's going to be somewhat close. Obviously, Google Maps is going to be insanely accurate compared to Google Earth. But remember, you got to figure out the distance using your map, old school way of doing it, using proportions, and then you can use the technology to see how close you are. What I mean by close, if you're within, I don't know, 50, 60 miles, you're probably pretty close. So it's not going to be insanely accurate. Like the closest I got on the first one, I was within 3 miles of it. The Seattle to San Francisco, not so much. I was off by almost 60. So, and and I'm going to try to explain that later. All right, let's go to lunch. We'll come back to lunch. We'll talk this out.
I got done with
Oh,
on a piece of paper.
wow.
Now I
Did you
just gotta
call
go-
the measurements? Is that what you're doing first?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's double check these here. They have to sign up the office door here.
Well, you going home?
No, I just.
Rapunzel, stop.
Thought it was morning. Should probably be this afternoon.
Oh, you're
Okay.
such a
I'm
bomb.
like gangster.
Okay. All right. So first and foremost, make sure that you are doing the measuring and figure out the distances on an actual map using the old school technique of using the fractions. Remember, using that same 7.5 inches over 2,441 miles for every problem. The problem is you got to figure out where those towns are. You got to know what state they're in so you can actually measure it on a map. Once you have all those numbers down, like I've shown you up here, so you should be showing me that, then you can go on your Chromebook and measure out those distances. Okay? That's what you're doing. Yeah, we're gonna actually talk about it. We're gonna go through maybe one or two of them. Let's make sure we're on the right page. And I want to talk about all your situation. Okay, hey, let's talk about one real quick before we're kind of out of here. All right, because I know that some of you just need some time to work on this. Okay, remember, when you're first starting that thing, you got to make sure that you measure your distance on the map. So if you're doing that Denver to Chicago problem, Chicago's right here. It's right in Illinois. It's right next to Michigan and Iowa. Denver is right over here. You have to measure that distance on your map. So you have to put your ruler down and measure that distance, whatever that number is. So if you measured it, here's what I got when I did that problem. Okay, so measuring with the ruler to the nearest quarter of an inch, that measurement was 2.75 inches, roughly. Or if you put 3, that's fine, you're in the ballpark. Okay, so then I cross, multiply, and divide, and when I take the 2.75, or if you chose number 3, that's fine, times the 2441 and divide by 7.5, you should have got a number roughly in this area of about 895.03 miles. That's Denver to Chicago, okay? Now that you have that, if you go on Google Earth, which I actually have here on Google Maps, I should say, okay, and I want to measure this distance between them, what you do is you right-click on it, so it brings up the secondary menu here. So let's see if I right-click it. If that would work, that'd be great. Or not. Cool. There we go. All right. So let me zoom in here. Too far. All right, so Denver to Chicago. So if you right-click on one of them, and gives you that measure of the distance, then you click on another town like Chicago, it'll tell you the straight linear distance. It's actually the distance is down here. It says 916 miles. And whatever, if you're more accurate or not, that's fine. These were pretty close. By 30 or so, 30 miles. That's a good distance from Garner to Mason, so it's not that far off. Okay? If your numbers are off by hundreds, then you might want to double check. So maybe you're getting like 1,000 miles versus mine. You might want to double check to see what went wrong. You'll notice, anytime you go north to south, your distances will be definitely different than if you go east to west. That's just something you need to realize. That is a topic that we're going to discuss tomorrow. Okay. If you are done with your map and your ruler, I will take them back. If you know you still need a little more time, we're going to work on it tomorrow in class, but we have some more stuff that we're going to talk about with these. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. I'm going to take these back. So I'm going to take these rulers and these maps. If you need to work on it tomorrow, that's fine. I'll pick up right where we left off here, and I'll give you a little more time if you need it to kind of work. Make sure you have your computers tomorrow. Make sure you have them charged. We're going to hear about the secondary topic tomorrow. Remember, if you're borrowing anything from me, calculators, whatnot, pencils, make sure you get them back. Oh, right. Had me all worried there for a second. Yep.
You sent me the video where I was.
I was going through my pictures and like, oh, this video. I was about to take my camera with Ray Penner. Let's tell you where.
Maya Kansas, Helene Wright, in the office, please. Maya Kansas and Helene Wright. Hey.
I don't want to be